The Ghana Federation of the Disabled have accused government of being the worst offender of the Disability Act.
The Federation says public buildings have remained disability unfriendly 10 years after the law was passed by Parliament.
Tuesday, August 9 marks exactly 10 years since the Disability Act received presidential assent. The act was to promote and protect the rights of persons with disabilities. Though the law guarantees the rights of PWDs and even imposes sanctions for non-compliance, implementation in the areas of access to education, health, employment and transportation had been a challenge. Most public buildings are still not accessible, and the Federation said government has been the worst offender of the law, citing the N1 highway, which has no ramps to enable PWDs to cross the road. The Federation in 2012 filed a suit against the Millennium Development Authority for not providing ramps, and the case is still pending in the law courts. A hearing-impaired Juventus Dorina said the lack of public consciousness on the need to give special treatment to persons with disability in public transport as contained in the Act is affecting their movement.
Some deaf people close from work and then they stand around circle in the evening. And then you see cars there without any identity. What we want is there must be an inscription on all vehicles that will be accessible for deaf people. Example, if this car is going to Nsawam, there must be an inscription tag showing Nsawam.
Section 8 of the Act, which provides a fine of up to 50 penalty units or a term of imprisonment up to 3 months, have been activated henceforth.
Meanwhile, the Federation has threatened to take legal action against defaulters of the law.
This was at a meeting in Accra to review the Act and chart a way forward.
Reviewing provisions of the Act in Accra, the Federation outlined gaps in the Act. The Federation expressed worry special schools are just few and lacked basic tools and amenities to cater for the needs of children with disability. Again, integration of certain provisions in the Act into transport systems have not been fruitful. National President of the Federation, Yao Oforidebra, for instance, said the bus rapid transport accommodates only one person with wheelchair.
From today onwards, it is a violation it is too late to do anything about what they have failed to do within 10 years. I think years are still ahead of us and something must be done to correct the situation.
The Federation also stressed the need for amendment of the Act before a legislative instrument could be passed.
Parliament can pass emergency laws. It means that they should also look at ours and pass it as an emergency thing if they really care for persons with disability. Laws are taken to Parliament and within 2-3 days they ensure that it's passed. What is so different about ours? It's a review. The law is already there. We only want the gaps to be included so that it will be complete and to be in tandem with the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability.
The group appealed to service providers and government to make lives bearable for PWDs to enable them be independent.